Hello YouTube, Motor Car Guy here, welcome back, and today we're building this 2021 Dodge Charger RT. So let's go ahead and get into the parts. Here is the body. We got our grills, console, back of our seats, I think mirrors, I could be wrong, disc brakes. We got a bunch of suspension parts, looks like bottom of our motor, some skid plate stuff and all that. We got our decent sized dash. Armrest, motor cover thing, some more suspension stuff, all that. Door panels, skid plates, windshield wipers, some A-arms, and something else. We got an interior floor, firewall, some more motor part stuff. We got our exhaust, electric fan cover, frame. We got our hood. More of an exhaust and some body pieces. Got our front seats and our back seats. There's two different rims to go from. We got our rear and our front of our car. Our 5.7 liter Hemi. Motor parts, our electric fans, pedals and all that. Tires. Windshield, back glass, and our door glasses and headlights, marker lights, tail lights. Very little chrome. Here's the directions that nobody cares about. And then the decal sheet with California, Florida, and Michigan license. And there's also a guide to use for the glass pieces. So okay, so let's get into the paint stuff that we'll be using. Alright, paint stuff that we'll be using. Flat black for the frame and a few motor parts. Gloss black for the interior. Ghost pepper, I guess it's orange for the body. Talc aluminum for the exhaust and the motor. And a gloss clear coat over the orange. Mod Podge, glue, razor blade knife, hobby knife, trim Sharpie, and my trusty pliers. Let's head over to the paint booth. build update number 1. Got the Charger body all painted. So this Ghost Pepper color turned out pretty much like a competition orange, but more flat. So I gave it 2 coats of a gloss clear coat, make it look better. Got the console in, and the seats and the pedals on the interior. Got the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 all done. We got most of the framework done. There's still a few things to do. I gotta do some touch-ups here and there. And got the control arms, I think is what these are called. Drive shaft in. We got our electric fans in and radiator done. Disc brakes done. Rims spray painted. Oh, the dash work is done. Steering wheel and steering column is done, and steering wheel work is done. Got our armrest on the door panels. On both. Got to put on my water bottle. Went ahead and done the cap. Got it battery painted, and I think it's for the oil or windshield washer fluid. I got the grills painted, the windshield wipers, firewall, mirrors, spoiler, our front clip, back clip, and our hood. Alright, let's send into build update number 2. build update number 2. So I painted underneath. Got the glass in. Did the trim. And I gotta do a touch up there because somehow, some way, black paint got on the body. Interior tub is all done. Dashing, seats, all that. Got our motor in, firewall, all the engine compartment stuff, and the rest of the framework. Painted this. I need to put another coat on it and do touch up. Put the taillights in. I gotta wait until the stripes are on for the license plate, and got the front done. Mirrors are in. And put on I think grill piece or cleaner, air cleaner, I don't know, on under the hood. And still gotta put the disc brakes on. And we got all 4 tires done. So, alright, let's see what this car looks like before decals. So this is what it looks like before decals. It's all done building wise. Just gotta put a bunch of decals, and then I gotta put the license plate on and antenna, but that's after the decals. So alright, we'll see what it looks like with decals. it is done. This 2021 Dodge Charger RT. As it always unfocused. And it took me, I think, about a week to do, because I mean, I started it, then down for a day or two for doing, getting my wisdom teeth taken out. And it turned out nice. You know, really wanted it more so a reddish, or more so on the reddish side, but this color will do. So, bring it closer. Here's the Hemi V8. But first, I gotta. And there's underneath. I hate doing this part of camera work. There is underneath. And much of y'all's ability and the camera's ability to see the interior. So yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next build, which is going to be a NASCAR.